Hey, all you beautiful people. Welcome to the Love Affair with Myself podcast. I'm your host, Hannah. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to let you know that this podcast is designed for my impulsive ADHD, hot ass mess, bad bitches out there who are struggling with anxiety and low self-esteem. I help you build your self-confidence and find your purpose in life. I hear you, and you're not alone on this journey. So be sure to subscribe, follow me, and join our community of support on Instagram. And if you're loving this content, which I know that you will, please leave me a rating and a review to help others who need the support. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
Okay. All right. I think we're doing great.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Okay, so Trisha Woodson.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm having an absolutely fantastic day. Wonderful
What was
day.
the highlight of your day?
The highlight of my day was listening to your podcast where you said a direct quote from me from your notes, which I know you keep absolutely meticulous notes and journals and
It's
everything from
true.
our readings. So I love that about you.
Thank
I feel like we're going to incorporate that in my tarot book one day. But you said the exact words, and I remembered saying those exact words to you. And I remember we both were having like a moment, and we both had the hairs on our arms were standing on end. That was
Yes.
one of those moments, and you gave it to me.
Yay!
Thank you.
I had spent so much time finding a name for my podcast, and I had that oh my god moment. That's it.
I'm so glad you take such great notes. Everybody take really good notes when you get a tarot card reading.
Especially from Trisha, because she's very action oriented, and she'll kick your ass into gear and put
In the
action
nicest
into
possible way.
words. 100%. I love Trisha because she has the best energy.
Oh, sweetie, that's so nice of you to say.
Yes, and I love when we start all of our readings with the wonderful sound bowls.
Yeah, would you like to hear a little bit?
I would love to.
So what we usually do, it's a lot longer process than this, but we'll do one long big breath. Get the sound bowls going. And then when I ding, we're going to take a big dump. Big, huge breath. Ooh, would you go? Even just that vibration.
I love it.
Oh, God. So what I usually do is put your deck of tarot cards inside there. So like they're vibrating along
Oh,
when we are tuning the energy, because I'm usually Zooming with you.
yes.
And most of my clients are Zoom,
Yes.
unless I'm at parties, which I do a lot of. But that is definitely it tunes in. Boy, when I got those sound bowls, my online readings just started to really resonate much more with people. So I posted it behind the scenes where I'm like, most tarot readers are like sitting and meditate. You think they're meditating or whatever. Honey, I have a hype playlist and I am dancing my ass off.
Yes.
Sage and Palo Santo and my dog and I are dancing all over the place. I'm going to be incorporating it into some full moon readings I'm going to be doing at the Glow Out Salon, I think, here on the 25th. But I'll send you the link. You can post the details.
Okay,
for people.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll post it for all of our listeners today.
Yeah.
And Trisha does a lot of events, which you just mentioned, and that's actually how we met.
That is exactly how we met. So,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I launched my business last March, so we're almost a year in. But you can imagine Halloween season is a very busy time for tarot
Yes.
readers. And so one of the events I read was at Mondelez, which is a company you were working at the time, and I couldn't believe the line I had for people. I was very popular. It was very exciting. I kept extending my time. And you sat down at my table, baby, and I'll never forget. You were like, I was doing very simple 3-card draws, parties, you got to keep it moving, love, money, and magic. And I remember saying to you, you're very good at making money.
Yes. And I was like, tell me more.
I want to hear that. I was like, yeah, this was a good card to get. Yeah, we really hit it.
Tell me more.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then I saw you on my Calendly. You booked in online, and I was like, this is going to be so much fun. We had a good first reading.
We had a great first reading.
Yeah, I think that really. So what would you tell people about online tarot readings? Sometimes they're not sure about that, kind of reaching out to someone that way.
A lot of people have this misconception about, well, if my energy's not right, I'm not going to pull the right cards.
Yeah. I'll say I was pretty much the last tarot reader in the world to think that Zoom readings would work. So, and I will tell
Mm,
you, and this is like the number of stories I have where both my client and I are like sending each other pictures. Oh my gosh, I have a tattoo that looks exactly like that tarot card. And our mother and a daughter, I drew a tarot card for them, and
yes.
they share a beautiful dragonfly tattoo. And
Aw,
the mother was very concerned about her daughter moving abroad, and I drew that card, and it just showed that they were really connected and that her daughter needed her energy and support, which was lovely.
yes.
But the moments like that, they
Yes.
happen on Zoom so often.
Yeah. I would say anybody who has any concerns about scheduling online, don't,
Hmm.
because you're going to feel that energy whether you're in person or not.
Oh, that's nice to hear. What else is going on with you?
I feel like my days are really conjoined together
What do you think?
because I work my corporate job
Mhm.
as an innovation manager, and that keeps me very busy. And then I'm also in Georgetown
That's
in my
right.
master's
Oh my
program.
God, honey, when are
Yes,
you wrapping that up?
in May.
Are you like doing group projects and stuff? Oh my God, sorry. I love people, but group projects make me insane. Mostly
Yes.
because I'm the one that's procrastinating.
Yes. As a project manager, I'm like definitely type A though.
So are you cracking the whip on all your
Yes.
projects? Okay, good. So they'll get time. So you know they'll get time. Good.
Other than that, I have been posting a lot on my LinkedIn.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So for anybody who needs some like extra project management consulting, just needs to get organized.
A lot of people need this work,
Yeah.
especially right now.
I'm also working on the dog park bar business in Mexico City.
I know, honey. And that's something we've talked about through tarot readings as well.
All of these things were through tarot readings.
That's, I mean,
Yes.
I have a lot of clients that talk about a lot of things. And I think some of my clients I see it very regularly, like you.
Yes.
And so I do get to see their vision boards and I get to see everything like come to fruition, which is so
Yeah.
wonderful. And I saw my words on your vision board and it freaked me out. Like all the things we talked about was
Honey, you need to start a love
crazy.
affair with yourself.
I
And like I think about it all the time. I'm like, yes, I do.
know. Okay, right? Like, who knew I was that just
Yes.
crazy when I said that. But it was true because you kept asking me. I think there must have been 10 people you were asking me about in your love life. Like
Yes.
people from the past, or
Yes.
maybe future, and then some of them ones that are in current mix, and we all have that. And every single card was a hard no. And
Next,
yeah, it was
next.
like
So
next,
like,
next, next. Like it was like looking through a file or something.
no,
Yeah.
this is a karmic pattern. No, this is a karmic
Hmm.
pattern. I'm
It
like,
was
why do I keep doing this?
was really crazy. So, honey, you really did a good job of listening to the message. A lot of people, and you know this too, they'll go to one tarot reader, they'll go to another tarot reader, they'll go to maybe their astrologer, they'll go to a psychic, and then they'll go to their
Yes.
therapist. And it won't be until they hear the same message from all of those people, plus the songs on the radio that they hear all have that same message as
Yes.
well. And then the universe, or you fall down and you break all four of your front teeth and your arm and your elbow, whatever. Then the universe is like screaming at you, right?
Is it
So,
time? And I'm like,
yeah.
no, I'm going to try one more time. Okay, no, four more times and I'm really done. I promise. So, yeah, I mean, you have really helped me and just kind of like reflecting on the past. That has been my biggest struggle, definitely with relationships.
Sure, we all repeat patterns.
Yes. And I was never familiar with these different terms, but the one that I'm very familiar with now are karmic patterns.
Mhm. They're there, they're real.
They're real. And I get so sad when I have a reading. This person is supposed to teach you something. I'm like, fuck,
I know.
come on,
I know.
come on. I'm
Sometimes
like,
they're there to teach you good stuff,
it's the
though.
same lesson. I'm like, Hannah,
We're gonna get different ones eventually. Because you're churning. You're churning.
we're turning.
Yeah.
Yes. We're starting to live a fair with ourselves.
Yes, love affair
Yes.
with yourself, baby.
I have a very strong intuition, but I don't listen to it. Like my body tells me, I already know things before they happen for some reason.
Mhm.
And every time I ask you a question, I fucking knew it.
But again, that's why we have tarot. It's why we have people that are giving us different pieces of advice and information. And we find the people that connect with us, right? Like
Yeah.
we connect. So, like the words that come out of my mouth really resonate with you, obviously, because you named your podcast after something I
Yes.
said during a tarot reading. So, this is really powerful stuff that you're doing. Big
Yes.
word. And that's
Yes.
what you're trying to teach people on
Yes.
how to journal your way through it, how to
Yes.
find the right kind of therapy, right?
Exactly.
I love the message that you have.
Yes. I started with the cognitive behavioral, which is the talk therapy. And then I realized I can't talk myself out of a panic attack.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
was
So
like,
what was next
I
after
need
that?
a little medis,
Okay.
need a
All
little
right. Fair
medicine,
enough.
which is
Yeah.
totally fine.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I had ADHD after those sessions. And it was kind of funny though, because I went to Hawaii and I couldn't fill my ADHD medicine before I went. And
Oh,
so I was off it for 2 weeks.
what happened?
My brain was all over the place. I was like, oh
Oh.
my God. But it really works. And I love the people who are managing it without medicine,
Mhm.
but I really struggle and it's okay.
Everybody's
Like,
got their own path through, and we
yes,
we shouldn't judge. We just need to find what works for us, right? So
exactly.
that's the key.
That's like such a good message. And so incorporating tarot into those like medical
Yeah.
and bringing all of those pieces together, that's where I've had the most movement and the most,
So combining all of the things
yes,
that, so you're not discarding science, you're not
no,
discarding the universe, you're not discarding your intuition, you're combining it all together.
combining it all together.
And that's what I love. That's why I was
Yes.
looking at the journal prompts that you had, and I thought they were so powerful because they really get people to dive deep. And
Yeah.
so I think that's something that you're really going to be interacting a lot with a lot of folks on. So everybody check
Yes.
them out.
Yes. Let's get deep.
Yeah, dig, dive deep. I know. Yeah, a lot of people. So that's the other thing about tarot reading, especially me. So a lot of people see me and I'm happy and I'm like, the universe is your cosmic cheerleader, baby. Yes. And when I give party readings, and I do that a lot, I'm doing one upcoming at Neiman Marcus on Michigan Avenue in Chicago on
Yes.
the 23rd in the afternoon. Come see me from 2 to
Yes.
5.
I'll drop the information.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so much. It's going to
Oh
be
my God,
so
of
much
course.
fun. There's some DJ, there's going to be food, and you get to try on all the latest trends and jeans and figure out because, now everything is in. So we can all bets are up. When you get a reading at a party like you did, like the one I described,
Yes.
love, money, magic, and it's a 3 card draw. We're not going to go.
No,
And
no. And you
yeah,
want to so bad, and you're like, okay. And now
yeah.
I have to wait for the session. But, and that's another thing I've learned through tarot reading. I used to just pull cards for my questions,
Mhm.
but you can continue to pull cards for more clarity. Give some more information on the madness behind like what's actually going on. Can you give some
Definitely. Yeah. So,
insights?
well, what I try to do, and I think you know this too. So sometimes I'll give an example. Very common question: will he call me? Will he text me? Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, or what should I do? Next or
Yes.
whatever. Well, the thing is, that's giving away your power, right? So I want my clients to ask questions that will give themselves power. So how
Ooh.
about the question is what is the energy that he's bringing to me? What lesson does he have to teach me in this
Yeah.
life? And is this worth pursuing?
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? You do challenge me a lot in that. And I'm like, yes, give me back my power.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, you don't need to like wait for him to call you. And furthermore, should you even put your energy towards him any longer? Right.
Amen, sister.
So, because really, it's an energy exchange when you're in
It
a
is.
relationship. It's nothing more than that. But we forget that because we've been trained to think about all the power dynamics and
Yes.
he call me and he and you know what?
Yeah.
No, it's like a we thing. And if it
Yes.
doesn't feel like a we thing, then move on.
That reminds me, I've been seeing a lot of trends online and it drives me fucking crazy because they're like, in order to attract a man, you just have to take a step back and let him come to you. It's
Okay,
like,
no, ma'am.
ew.
No. What the
I'm like,
part one of that is right. Take a step back and focus on your own damn life,
yeah.
girl. Okay. Yeah.
You're not the leaving girl in Savannah.
Yes.
She's waiting for her boyfriend to come back on the ship.
No. No,
No, that
ma'am.
guy's sailing away,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, and he's not being faithful to you either. I can promise you that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
100%.
yeah. So when we're pulling those cards, we'll see what the energy is, right? We'll transform the question into something that's powerful for you. And then we can ask some follow-up questions about what the action is,
Yes.
right? Because that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we know the energy, but I don't want to leave you with that, honey. That's just rude. I feel like
Yes.
you need an action plan.
I do.
Yeah, and you ask, and
Yes.
then clients. I love this because then clients are like, okay, what could I do about this? And how could I do this? And how could I do this? I
And
really connect well with clients that are big time journalers.
I'm a huge journal.
I bet you have tubs filled with journals. You have to show us a visual of all of your journals, and because I know you
Oh
have
my
digital, you have
gosh.
regular ones. I want to see. That would be really super cool.
I mostly do all the digital now on the Remarkable.
Oh, that's right. I saw that
Yes.
on your online store.
And you can download my journal
That's
PDF,
right.
and you can put it right on there, or you can use it on your iPad.
I downloaded it for my good notes.
Oh my God, I love it. For me, it's a lot of release work. The best one that has
Remind me. Oh my God. What crazy thing did I tell you to do?
I was like, this is so witchy,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it. So you told me that I needed to go out into the wilderness,
Now I remember.
and I needed to buy a new pair of shoes.
Oddly specific. Did you?
I did.
Okay. What happened?
I went to Joshua Tree, California.
Oh my God. Wow. You didn't just go outside in the back door.
No.
Oh,
I committed.
oh, wow. I love it. You're a committed earther.
I'm a committed earther.
I think that's what they call it now. Yeah. I had no idea.
I went
Okay.
to California. I was like, I'm going to go out in nature. And I went to the shoe store and I bought a new pair of shoes, and I hiked up a mountain 1,000 feet.
Oh my God.
And yeah, because
In
you're
your
like,
new
well,
shoes.
yeah, in my new shoes.
I'm blown away. I'm like, my mouth is dropping open right now. I'm like, oh my God.
But the real message there was like, you need to forge a new path, really release it. This is signaling that you're taking steps
Yeah. A spirit
to
walk.
a new,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Oh my
So-
God. Oh my God. Look at this. You turned a tarot reading that we had, 2 months ago into this whole thing that we're doing right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's so cool.
And speaking of that, so how I crafted my
Mhm.
vision board.
Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
All right. So I've taken all of our readings, and we did the year ahead reading.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in December. We had a couple of readings at that point. I kept getting the same message.
Mhm.
We dug into the action plan,
Mhm.
and
We went deep.
we went deep. That's where we revealed this podcast name
I
and the vision for it. And I ask you so many questions all the time when I'm stuck.
That's why you need a relationship with your tarot reader.
You really
just like
do?
you need a relationship with your therapist or your minister or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, yeah. You
No, it's
know?
the same thing. Call you up. I call you once a month, I think,
Yeah.
at least. Or probably like every other week at this point.
It's
I'm
fantastic.
like, I'm having an existential crisis. I need help.
It's perfectly fine. I God for
Yes.
the internet and Zoom and all the things that we can use
Yes.
to really communicate with each other.
Yes.
And speaking of which, like, so you also have YouTube, right? Is
I
that
do.
right?
I do.
Tell me more about everything that's going on here.
I feel like when you get into marketing, the influencers and the people who've got it figured out online, they make it look so easy and
Well, they
seamless.
also have a giant team, honey.
Yeah.
I know. They're not
talking about that now. I don't know. Post them on there, make it look cute. It's like, wait, you need a whole strategy.
They have a team. They have a team.
Yes.
Yes.
So I actually downloaded this program called Descript.
Okay. Descript. Okay.
Descript, and it's a video editing software,
Okay.
but it uses AI,
Okay.
and
How's it going?
that has saved my life.
Really?
So if
Okay.
you're not like a super techie person, which I'm a technology manager,
You're super techie, are you
but I'm
kidding me?
not a coder, okay? I'm on the management side of it.
Okay, fair enough. But you're blessed with that gorgeous voice of yours,
Oh,
right?
thank you.
I mean, yeah, you were born to do radio. And I don't say that because, usually they say that when someone is kind of homely. But yeah, you're born to do radio. Face for radio,
I love that for me.
Yeah, your face is gorgeous, but your voice so
thank
soothing.
Yes. I figured out how to make the videos, and then I was like, oh, I got to post them somewhere. So the easiest place to start was Spotify.
Okay.
I feel like if Spotify podcast, they make it like super user friendly. A kindergartner could use that.
Okay.
Thank you, Spotify podcasts.
I'm a big podcast listener, let me tell you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I 100%. I
Yeah.
appreciate when it's pretty and so you're telling me it's also easy to do.
It is. It is.
Okay.
On Spotify or Spotify podcast, you can't watch the video. And I wanted to share photos.
Yeah.
I was like, YouTube.
Okay.
So that's how I put it on YouTube.
And all that is free to do, right?
It's all free.
That's really good. So we can
Yes.
figure it out and with no money needing to be spent.
Zilch.
I've
Yes.
downloaded a few apps to help me with reels.
Yes.
I'm finding that I get to the point where I've got a really freaking awesome reel, and then I want to go post it, and then I'm like, shoot, now I have to. No, wait, I need a really great hook. I need a caption, and then I need to write something really awesome, and then I need all the freaking hashtags. And by the time that's all said and done, it's a two-part exercise to me. I do
Yes.
like the visual part first,
Yes.
and then I have to make a list of all it and then come back.
Yeah.
And that has taken me so long to figure out my process. So
Yes.
sounds like you in the space of 2 months have figured out your
Yeah.
process already and
Yes.
refined it. I'm sure you'll continue to do that.
Yeah,
But
this stuff should not be a mystery. We should all be able to do this. We're all sharing different messages and we all need to hear everybody's. And if we can remove blockers for us to get our messages out, let's do it.
every time I've collaborated with someone, it's led to something more wonderful. So
Yes.
I can't say enough about that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You mentioned making reels.
Mhm.
Canva has become my best friend.
Okay, so Canva got me a little stuck, but so you're having luck with Canva. Maybe you can
Canva, I'll teach.
okay.
Yes, I'll
We can
teach
figure
you.
it out together.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of like
Yeah.
this kind of partnership, right? Just being able to share these things, and I that connection that we have,
Yes.
and that's why I love reading tarot at parties because from every
Yes.
party I usually pick up one or two chestnuts. That's what I call them. Like
Yes.
clients that I really link up with and that
Yes.
become like someone who I see about once a month.
And we both have like very distinct backgrounds.
Yes, yeah. You're just like exploding. You're taking off. Everything is so beautiful visually, by the way.
Thank you.
And that makes all the difference. And I
Yes.
will tune out if you use the wrong typeface, honey. That's why it takes me forever to do my reels too, because I can't decide on the freaking typeface.
Oh my God. You can literally save all of your brand colors. I've
I
learned.
know. I have like shout out to Juliana Lucas, who is doing my social media right now. Hey, Juju. She's fabulous. So she's like got me like all hooked up. Bless your soul, sweetie
Oh
pie.
my gosh.
Yeah, she's
I need
amazing.
her.
She's
Julie, give me a call.
She's awesome. She's so talented. And if you have an ad agency in New York, she's looking for work. She's graduating in May.
Yes.
I
Call
told
for
her-
information.
Yeah, I told her I'd put her out there.
Oh my God, I love it.
We got support. We got support.
I'll link her information.
Yes. Juju.
I took all of these insights and
Yes, your vision board.
took an active approach. You're more likely to do things when you can see it or you
Write it down. How
Yeah.
did you create your vision board?
So I literally took a poster board,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like one of those foam ones, like a foam poster board. And then I had extra wallpaper and I put it as the background.
Oh my gosh, you're so fabulous. I love this. Okay. Woo!
Yes. And I spent an entire night, hours, like scrolling.
It's beautiful. When you guys see it, you're going to die.
Oh, thank you. I was Googling images
Mm-hmm.
that resonated with me that I felt a connection with.
Okay.
And I put them on a Word document and then I printed them out and I cut everything and put it physically.
But
I physically
mean,
put it on there.
listen, the font is perfect. Like it's all the same size. Like the images are
Yeah.
beautiful. This is like gorgeous. This is a vision board to beat all vision board. I have not done my vision board yet. I'm waiting for the start of
Yes.
Aries season, which is the start of the astrological. Yeah. Ooh,
I'm an Aries.
Aries. When is your birthday?
April 17th.
Oh my gosh. I
Yes.
have I have 4 people in my life that are April 10th, including my husband and my best friend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of April birthdays in my life. So I love Aries.
Yes.
I love Aries.
We love Aries.
Yeah, we're going to do a special birthday reading because you have a new card of the year. Do you know you have a tarot
Yay.
card of the year?
No.
Yeah, and I get a new one every year.
Oh,
So we'll figure it
yay.
out, honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what my life cycle is going to be.
Ooh.
I'm on 1 right now and I'm about to roll into 2.
Ooh, 2 is good. 2 is good.
We are really putting it to work.
Yes, because 1 is the loneliest number. So you want to move on to 2.
I'm ready to move
Okay,
on.
honey. A 2. I'm having my justice year bound, which is my year of balance.
Ooh, how's that going?
It's my year of basically it's your year of getting your act together,
Okay.
like business wise. So, like I said, the tax man cometh, so we got to deal with that. So it'll be okay. No, I'll get through the logistics.
Exactly. You raise children. Like you can file taxes.
Yes.
Like you kept humans alive. Like you can file
did.
taxes.
I did. Yeah. What?
You got this.
I know, right? And they're still alive to this day, so that's good.
Yes, and they're thriving
Yeah,
and
they're doing
like
great. They're doing great. Yeah.
college and they're like
They're soon to be off the payroll and
they're independent humans
they're
and
wonderful. And they do their own laundry. Very
Oh
well.
my
They taught
God.
everyone else how to do it when they went to college. Thank God. At least I raised independent children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's the number one thing. And loving, sweet. You guys, Billy and Natalie, shout out. Let's pull some
Let's put
cards.
some cards.
We're going to talk about your journal prompt that we are going to turn into a very personal tarot reading for just the people who are listening to this podcast right now. This is your message.
Yes.
Okay. So give us our journaling prompt, and then I'm going to give us a little bit of a tarot reading about how to approach it. Your special message from the universe, everybody. Woo-hoo!
Okay, perfect. Okay. So we are going to go into the facing any inner struggles. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
my goodness. Okay. So, when it comes to facing inner struggles, we're going to pull 3 cards. And this is going to be your message from the universe. I don't want you guys to remember the universe is your biggest cheerleader. It wants you to succeed. So, don't be afraid. Here we go, honey. In the past, this was what you dealt with for struggles. Oh, 9 of Swords. If you see this card, honey, 9 of Swords is not a happy card. Mm-mm. But you know what? You've struggled, right? And you probably in the past have struggled with a lot of anxiety and probably some sleeping issues. Okay. That's terrible for you. I'm so sorry. But let's talk about the present. Oh my gosh, you're moving on from that. You have the Chariot card. That means it's big, full, big, major arcana energy, honey, to move the fudge on from this nasty situation
Yes.
over here. But what's the action plan for the future? Because you know how we talk about you always need an action plan. And I will talk about how these cards work together too. Okay, 10 of Wands. Okay, there's a project that you're working on right now in your life that's helping you move past everything. And the universe is, you're almost there. So please don't give up. Okay. You've almost unlocked the door. And the key to it, honey, is travel. So that's your message from the universe as you're talking about journaling through this. And it's special. It's just for you. If you're seeing this, wow, honey, good for you. You're going to go from here to solving. This is like not having terrible problems, not sleeping. This is moving your butt right on past it in a positive way. And this, honey, is your action plan. Just keep plugging along because you're almost there. Woo-hoo!
Yes. Own this outcome and forge that path.
I love
Right.
it. I love it.
Oh, I
Forge
love
the
it too.
path, baby.
Oh, that's such a good
See? Oh my God,
message.
forge the path. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See? Oh my gosh, I love when we do these readings together. Like we always come up with our little sayings, and it's like it's just like the part of the fun of it, and vibing.
Yes.
Because I think you're going to remember your action plan if
Yes.
we talk about it in the way of a story. So for everybody who's listening, that's your story.
How do you know the story?
It's a combination of things. It's your intuition, that voice in your head, like you said,
Yeah.
the one that tells us that there's a car coming at the end of the intersection and all of that. And the one we use to manifest a parking space in Target, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, if you're good at that, please send me messages on manifesting parking spaces in Target. I'm obsessed with it. But then what I do, and of course, all of these are archetypes. They're just, stories and pictures, almost like a children's book. Then when children start to read, they read books with just pictures and no words, right? So that's where I start. Then I have studied all the meanings of the archetypes and what they mean. But for me, it's my intuition snapping into place and telling me certain things. So I will get oddly specific information. Go buy a new pair of shoes, or
Yes.
you need a gay man, older gay man. That came up at one point with another client. Some very specific things. Then a lot of it is my intuition really just snaps into place.
Yeah.
So sometimes after a reading too, I'll resonate. So you've had
Yes.
this too, where I'll send you a text and say, okay, this other thing came up and you need to think about doing X, Y, and Z. Or I'll have, as we talked about, some kind of witchy thing will come up and I'll be like, I have no idea where that came from, but I'll just know. I'll
Yes.
know that it needs to be done.
You did give me like a potion, like you sent me a potion. And it was something in like putting like water in my fridge for like a month and like splashing it on myself. Like,
oh my God. Okay. I don't remember. Sometimes I remember the things that I say and sometimes I don't. Isn't that interesting? Not everyone's there for the long haul. Okay. So you have to learn how to protect your energy and your boundaries. And I think that's what tarot is really good at, is helping you figure out what energy is this person coming at me in life with, and how do I deal with it? Do I deal with it directly? Do I sidestep it? What strategy do I take to communicate with a person who might not be vibing with me so much right now? And the other thing is making decisions. If you have to decide, am I moving to Mexico? Am I staying in Chicago? The tarot will tell you.
The tarot will tell you.
Mhm.
And the tarot, you can continue to ask questions, deeper questions. Okay, maybe what time of the year, or who should I be connecting with? Or you can ask the tarot more clarifying questions
Mhm.
instead of taking it. I've learned that just taking it at face value, it leaves a lot of unknowns. And
Yeah, and I don't
digging a
want
little,
people because you see it in the movies, and it's always you will meet a hot, tall, handsome stranger, and he will be a danger to you. And then you're like, okay, that's really unhelpful. Like,
yeah, that's amazing. But what?
yeah, everybody leaves with an action plan in my book,
I love
especially
that.
one they write in their own hand, because there's
Yes.
so much power in just physically writing something. So,
Preach,
yeah,
please. What would you say to any listeners who are nervous or skeptical about tarot readings?
oh, I love this question because the number one thing people say when they sit down at my table, if they're especially at a party, they'll say, I don't want to hear anything bad.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to tell you anything bad. That's what I say to them. And then I ask them if they want to be the master of their own fate or they want to be the victim of destiny,
Yeah.
right? I think I might have said that wrong, but the point of it is the same. The idea is, you know what? You're going to get an insight into the energies that are out there that you're putting out that are waiting for you. And then you get information on how to use those energies,
Yes.
whether they're positive or negative, to your benefit.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of tarot is building up your self-confidence, your awareness, all of that. And yes, we can have a few predictions here and there, and we
Yeah.
do a little tarot spying, but
Which
you
I
know,
love.
it's so much fun. To clarify, tarot spying is not when we give someone an unsolicited tarot reading. It is
Yes.
when we ask the universe, okay, my sister, what is the vibe? What do I need to know about my sister right now?
Yeah.
And then the tarot will always tell you what you need to know about your friend or your lover or even your dog.
I love that you really take an ethical approach to it where it, and every single one of your readings, you always bring it back to let's put the power back in your hands.
Yeah,
And it's more like, how can I understand what this other person is going through so that I can take the next step? How can
exactly.
I protect my energy, or how can I show up for someone, or how do I pull it back to myself?
Yes, we don't really it doesn't matter what he was thinking. What matters is how is this
That's-
energy in your life and do you really need that? And
You're keeping me in check.
well, you have to ask yourself those questions, right? Because that's the only way I'm going to get you a really good tarot reading.
Yeah.
If we sit around and ask nonstop the same
Yeah.
question over, I think I told you earlier, it's
Yes.
called doom scrolling your tarot. That's what I call it. Come on now. You can only ask the same question so many times. I have clients like, "Oh, can you use a different deck and ask the same question?" No, I won't do that. No.
Yeah.
Because often it'll be the same damn card that you just got. So it's
Yes.
happened to me so frequently.
That was super fun. Thank you so much for doing that poll for us.
Oh, sure. I love doing that. It's so much fun. Not scary at all.
No, it's not.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that.
No, exactly. So, what would you say for our listeners
Mhm.
for if they're new to tarot?
The
Yeah.
first thing I'm going to tell you is so controversial.
Okay.
Okay. There's a little book that comes with your tarot deck if you have one at home. I want you to, that tarot deck, I promise you, has all the answers. You do not need that book. So I don't want you to look at that book at all, even if you've never
Uh,
opened a tarot deck. Okay.
okay.
And then I want you to just lay the cards out and
Okay.
just go through them and look at the images and then spend some time shuffling through the deck
Yeah.
while you binge watch your favorite show. Just shuffle through the deck. You can shuffle and look at the cards. You can experiment with different ways of shuffling with the cards. And then, honey, just pull one.
Okay.
Just say, universe, say to yourself, yeah, hey, universe, I've been spending some time with this deck. And what is a message for me? What is the energy out there for me
Yeah.
today? Pull the card and look at the dang thing, okay? It's not too scary.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that for right now, for
Okay.
example, okay?
Okay.
And I pulled, oh, the hermit. And it has a picture of a person holding a little kitten.
I always get this
And
one.
I know you do. And they're walking through a dark forest, but they have a bright light in front of them.
Yes.
Makes it easy for them to see where they're going, right? So, and this card is not scary, but it's intense, right?
Yeah.
And so, okay. That's your energy for the day. If you know nothing else, it says the hermit on it, right? And it's got a picture of this person, like we talked about. Then all I want you to do is take your journal prompts for the day from your template and just keep this in mind. You can take a picture of it and you can scan it and put it right onto your digital journal.
Yes.
That's what a lot of my clients do. And just, you know what, do this every day. You're going to start seeing some patterns. You're going to start seeing some
She's
patterns
right.
repeating
She's
themselves.
right.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah. So,
Nothing to be
yeah,
scared of.
nothing to be scared of. And it's always been so kind and warm and cozy for me. You already know tarot. I promise you, you do. That's my
Yes.
message to everyone.
I don't even have a deck.
Oh, I have a great new deck for you. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, it's perfect because it's an adventure deck and you're such an
Oh,
adventurer, right? Climbing up
yes.
mountains with your new boots and all of that.
Me too.
The Adventure Tarot by Elizabeth Sue. It just came out and she is a
Ooh.
dear, wonderful creator of decks. And Elizabeth put Sandra O in this deck
Okay.
when she was testifying in front of Congress on behalf of all that Asian American violence that was happening. And beautiful.
I've taken these feedbacks from our readings and I created that big picture of what I want my life to look like.
It's beautiful. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And all of it, every single bit of it came directly from
It
your tarot
came,
reading. I really want people to understand that these archetypes are here to support and help you.
yeah.
Right? And go out and get a deck, work with it a little. I can't wait for
Yeah.
you to get a deck. And I
I'm
love
so
when my
excited.
clients have decks. They will pull a card and I'll pull a card and we'll be really interactive about it.
Also, it's not a one and done. It could be if you don't necessarily have a connection with your tarot reader,
Yeah.
but like I mentioned earlier, sometimes I get stuck. Even though I've created this
Yeah, it's
big
life. It keeps
vision
happening.
plan and we've had actions, but sometimes I really need like a little bit more clarity.
Yeah.
And then I keep setting up follow-on sessions.
So a lot of people ask me that, how often should I get a tarot reading, right? And that depends on your life situation. And if you have a tarot reader that is someone that you really love and trust, right? When you're going through a crisis situation, you might need a reading every other day, just a quickie. And that's fine. And almost any tarot, I do that too. You can just send me a quick text. And if you're one of my regulars, I'll send you a video back wherever you are in the world so you can have that to refer to, right?
You really have to have that connection.
Yeah.
And then you can have multiple tarot readers.
100%. And they
Yes.
often they will tell you the exact same thing as
They-
I think has been your experience and most of my clients. We all need different perspectives.
And it's great. It's not like a one fits all.
You are owning your life. You get to have your what I call board of directors. And that can be any number of different types of people.
Yes.
And I view my tarot cards as a member of my board of directors and I refer to them quite frequently. And they're always straight up honest with me.
Yes.
And I think it's just being smart about the modalities that you incorporate in your life and make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. Because that one thing I do want to address is this area of life is so fraught with people that are not ethical at all. No ethical tarot reader will ever DM you and solicit a reading. Okay. If they do that, do not go to them. Okay.
No.
You need to come to them with the energy. That's just part of what I believe is the ethical way of doing this sort of work.
Exactly.
And I've seen some really powerful and wonderful things happen with my clients like you.
Yay.
And oh my God, talk about a full circle moment. My business isn't even 1 year old, and you have named a podcast after something I said in a tarot reading. And I
Yes.
can't be more thrilled for you.
Thank
You're putting out this energy in the universe that is so healing.
Thank
It's
you.
and you're telling your story in such an honest way. And it's really inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because you were a hot mess there for a little
I
bit.
was a hot
honey.
mess express.
You were, but look at the part. And you're so open about it. And it's
Yeah.
like me to share a pretty personal story with you. And that is the whole thing. So I hope you collect more
Yes.
stories of how people went from whatever it is, hot mess express to owning their own lives.
Own your outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Take accountability, forge your own path, and you, as human beings, have free will, and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yep, you can
Right?
do whatever you want.
But with that, when you dive into more of your higher self, as we like to call it, and dig into your intuition and start doing that work on yourself, it creates such a beautiful aligned path
It absolutely does.
that feels so much better.
It does. And then
Yeah.
even though you go to one meeting for one thing, all of a sudden you're meeting somebody and it has something to do with something else. And then another business project moves forward. So when you're vibing high, that's what happens. You're vibing high, honey.
I love
It's
it.
looking good.
And you are a huge part of my journey. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing
Thank
this with
you.
me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I appreciate you so much.
oh, I appreciate you too. You have been a huge part of getting my business up and running this
My
year
God.
and getting my confidence going with clients. And these good results are showing me
Yes.
that we're
You're doing
together. We're on the right path,
amazing.
right?
Yes,
So
you are doing amazing work. And for all of our listeners, how can people get a hold of you?
you can find me on Instagram at Trish Tay Tarot. My LinkedIn, you can click up there. You can get an online reading. And I get on Zoom about once a week and do free online readings for folks.
Ooh.
Catch me when I'm online. I do
Yes.
giveaways and I do lots of events. You can find me there and DM me if you have questions. If you want to know about first tarot decks, anything like that, we're talking about it on Insta. And I'm just so happy to help people out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much.
Oh, thank you,
And I'm so
baby.
excited to hear about all of the future clients
I
that
know, it's so exciting.
make these actionable steps and fulfill their life purpose. I'm so
It's
excited.
wonderful. I can't wait to do it for even more folks and like tying in your
Yes.
journals. Thank you. This is just a full circle moment.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will close out this session, and I just want everybody to know that you are supported and you are not alone on this journey. And for any resources, confidence building, template, visit ownmyoutcome.com. And for all of my listeners, stay spicy. Thank you to my inspiring baddies in this community at Love Affair with Myself. I'll be back next week with more insights, stories, and strategies to build your self-confidence and to help you find purpose in this amazing life that we are living. In the meantime, head over to ownmyoutcome.com to read the blog, which are filled with my personal stories, and download free templates to help you understand your emotions better and build your self-confidence. Take care of yourself and remember that I hear you. I understand the struggles, the doubts, but also the incredible fire within. You're not defined by the limitations of your past, and that's fucking powerful. See you in the next one.